Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Manzur Ahmad Ganai, lecturer history. Our today's topic for 12th class students of history subject is what do you know about the land revenue system during the time of Mughals? Dear students, as you know, land revenue was the most important source of income to the government during the time of Mughals. Therefore, different ways and means were adopted to fix the land revenue and collect the land revenue from the people. So various land revenue systems were prevailing in the Mughal Empire to collect land revenue from the people, which was the most important source of income of the government. Some important land revenue systems prevailing during the time of Mughals can be discussed as: number one and the most important was the Zabti system. The Zabti system, also known as Ayin-e-Dahsala or Todar Mal's Bandobast, was the most important land revenue system prevailing during the time of Mughals. This was the most common land revenue system of Mughals, as I told you. It was introduced by Raja Todar Mal, Akbar's revenue minister, in 1581 AD. This system was prevailing in 8 provinces of Akbar out of 12 provinces. That's why we say it was the most commonly followed, adopted, and the most important land revenue system during the time of Mughals. According to this system, average production as well as average prices of various crops prevailing during last 10 years was drawn. One third of the average production was fixed as land revenue. इसका मतलब यह है कि इस आइनी 10 साला सिस्टम में या टोटल मर्ज बंदोबस्त जो लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम था या ज़ब्ती सिस्टम जो भी इसको कहते हैं, इस लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम में क्या होता था कि पिछले 10 साल में एक कल्टिवेटर को क्या पैदावार निकला है, उस पैदावार की एवरेज निकाली जाती कि पिछले 10 साल में क्या उसको निकला है। 1581 से पहले 10 साल जो थे, एक कल्टिवेटर को 10 साल तक क्या निकलता था पैदावार, उसी 10 साल के पैदावार की एवरेज निकाली जाती थी और उस एवरेज पैदावार का तीसरा हिस्सा बाद में लैंड रेवेन्यू फिक्स किया जाता था. That's what I told you. Average production as well as average prices of various crops prevailing during last 10 years was drawn. One third of that average production was fixed as land revenue. इसमें एवरेज पैदावार नहीं निकाला जाता बल्कि एवरेज प्राइस भी निकाला जाता था कि 10 साल में किस चीज़ का प्राइस क्या होता था, एक प्राइस क्या होता था किसी क्रॉप का, और 10 साल के प्राइस को की एवरेज निकाली जाती थी और उसी एवरेज प्राइस को 1 किलो का या 1 केजी का प्राइस मुकर्रर किया जाता था लैंड रेवेन्यू जमा करने के लिए. A cultivator was given the choice to pay land revenue either in cash or in kind. Land was divided into 4 categories on the basis of continuity of production, continuity of cultivation. Number 1, Polaj. Polaj was the most fertile land. This land was cultivated every year, means crops were cultivated in the Polaj land every year. It was not left fallow or uncultivated any year because it was most fertile land. Therefore, it gave production every year when cultivation was done in this Polaj land. Number 2 is Parvati. Parvati was also fertile kind of land, but it was not as fertile as Polaj land. Therefore, Parvati land was cultivated after a gap of 1 or 2 years. Means if cultivation was done in Parvati land this year, then for next year or 2 more years, no cultivation was done on it or no revenue was imposed on this land. So the purpose was to help this land to regain fertility, and on this second or third year, it will once again give full crop. So Parvati land was left uncultivated for a gap of 1 or 2 years. Chachar was a third kind of land, third category of land. Chachar, this was cultivated after a gap of 3 or 4 years. Means if this land was this year cultivated, if Chachar land was cultivated this year, it was left then uncultivated for 3 or 4 years, and after 4 years or 3 years, once again cultivation was done on this land. Then there is Bhanjar. This was the least fertile land. This was cultivated after a gap of 5 years or more. Now, dear students, there were some how land was measured. When at the time of land revenue assessment, first land was measured. How land was measured? Land was measured with the help of a measuring rod known as secondary gauge. Secondary gauge of 34 inches. So land was for the measurement of land there was secondary gauge, and for quantifying land, for calculating how much land a cultivator had. For this purpose, a bigha was introduced, which was 60 into 60 gauges. Yani 60, I mean, is 60 gauge length, 60 gauge breadth. If a land plot was 60 gauge length, 60 gauge breadth, it was 1 bigha. So land was calculated or quantified in the form of bighas. How many bighas a cultivator had? So secondary gauge of 34 inches was the standard unit of measurement, and bigha of 60 into 60 gauges, in 60 gauges length, 60 gauges breadth, bigha was the unit of measurement of land. For the measurement of land, ropes were replaced by bamboo sticks. Dear students, before Akbar's time, these ropes were used to measure the lands. But Akbar replaced ropes with the help of special bamboo sticks, in which there was no chance of shrinking and other things. The revenue was collected twice in a year, at the time of Rabi crops and at the time of Kharif crops. These were some important points about the land revenue collection in the Zabti or the Ain Dasala system. And in the Diwan was the chief financial officer, financial minister, who was given the responsibility to collect revenue. Number second, land revenue system, which was not so important but was also followed in some parts of India during the time of Mughals, Kankut system. According to this system, the government fixed the land revenue by making a rough estimate of crops when they were ripe and ready to be harvested. The rough estimate was known as Jama, and what was then actually this collected was known as Hasil. Means that इस कनकुत सिस्टम में क्या होता था कि जब क्रॉप्स ज़मीन में कल्टिवेट किया जाता था, तो राइप होते वक्त जब ये पकती थी, क्रॉप्स तैयार होती थी, और तैयार होते वक्त एक रफ एस्टिमेट किया जाता था कि इस लैंड में कितना पैदावार आएगा, और उसमें फिर कितना पैदावार आएगा इसका तीसरा से कितना लैंड रेवेन्यू होगा. तो रफ एस्टिमेट किया जाता था जब क्रॉप्स के पकने पर, जब हार्वेस्ट करने, जब क्रॉप्स काटने के लिए तैयार होते थे, तैयार होने से, काटने से पहले एक रफ एस्टिमेट किया जाता था कि इस ज़मीन में कितना आएगा कल्टिवेशन, रफली इस ज़मीन का पैदावार कितना आ सकता है, और उसी हिसाब से इसका लैंड रेवेन्यू 1/3 फिक्स किया जाता था. That's what we call that this rough estimate of the crops was made when they were ripe and ready to be harvested and cut. And this rough estimate, ये जो rough estimate किया जाता था कल्टीवेशन के, ये दिस असेसमेंट के वक्त, क्रॉप काटने से पहले के वक्त, उसको कहते हैं जमा. जो फिर एक्चुअल कल्टीवेशन कलेक्शन हो, जब फिर एक्चुअली कलेक्ट किया जाता था, जितना फिर होता था, उसको कहते थे हासिल. सो द रफ असेसमेंट वाज नोन एज जमा एंड एक्चुअल कलेक्शन देन मेड वाज नोन एज हासिल. देन थर्ड इज बताई सिस्टम. अंडर द बताई सिस्टम क्रॉप्स वर रीप्ड, heaped up and divided into 3 parts. 1 part was taken by government and as land revenue, and 2 parts were taken by cultivator. Means that बताई सिस्टम में क्या होता था, जब क्रॉप्स को कल्टिवेट किया जाता था, फिर उनको थ्रेशिंग की जाती थी, कटाई की जाती थी, फिर इस अनाज के ढेर बनाए जाते थे. 3 ढेर बनाए जाते थे, और 3 ढेर में से 1 ढेर गवर्नमेंट ले जाती थी, और 2 जो ढेर होते थे अनाज के, वो एक कल्टिवेटर लेता था. नंबर 4 इज नस्क सिस्टम. इन नस्क सिस्टम लैंड रेवेन्यू वाज कलेक्टेड ऑन द बेस ऑफ रफ एस्टिमेट ऑफ प्रीवियस ईयर. इन नस्क सिस्टम व्हाट वाज डन, इसमें क्या होता था कि जो प्रीवियस ईयर का एस्टिमेट होता था, जो प्रीवियस ईयर का जो कलेक्शन होती प्रीवियस ईयर की, उस हिसाब से अगले साल में रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट किया जाता था. इसलिए ये 4 मेन लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम्स थे ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ मुगल्स. बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वाज द फर्स्ट वन, दैट इज द ज़ब्ती सिस्टम, आल्सो नोन एज आइन दासाला, or known as Total Malas Bandobast, which was followed in 8 provinces of the Mughals during the time of Akbar. Thank you.